Oh, that was like really... This is really cool. This is 100% my favorite Oshinoko ending opening, probably. It's Kanabun, right? This is Eve. Nope, he said Kanabun, lock it in. I was doing a bit. Oh shit! I'm gonna have to go through this. That was a lot of imagery right there that is probably very much forecasting what happens in this series, right? Won't leave? Undead! What's with the slug? Why is it showing a slug? Hi guys, I'm just here really quick before this video actually starts to remind you guys, if you have not voted yet, there is a poll currently running. It will be running until the 5th of February, so get your votes in now. You can choose up to 5 series, with your first pick vote being the most valuable. If you would like more information on how the poll works, I have a video in the description. I will link it there. A link to the poll will also be in the description. In that poll, you guys can decide which series I check out next, episode reactions for. And within this video alone, there are several entries that are within that poll. So I hope you guys are excited. There are 60 series in the poll, ranging from a whole bunch of videos that I've uploaded at this point for different decades, different series, and of course, you know, different genres. So I hope there's something there that you guys will enjoy. Please feel free to vote there. I would really greatly appreciate it. Share this with anyone, you know, try and get a rally started for your favorite series. Do whatever you want. Everything is fair in this, just, you know, obviously no cheating. But yeah, we are going to be starting this video. I hope you guys enjoy right now. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be checking out more 2024 anime endings for the first time. So this will cover summer and autumn/fall of 2024 endings. There are 10 of them, just like the first video. This will be the last video in this special set of 2024 openings endings, the celebration set that we're kind of doing right now. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you do, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. Comment down below, maybe letting me know any that you're surprised weren't on here. And with that said, I am now just ready to check out the first ending of this set of videos. I wonder what it's going to be. I believe most of them, maybe all of them, but definitely most of them will be from series that we checked out in the previous video for the anime openings of 2024 summer and fall. So yeah, let's see what we get. Alright, so here we go, ending number 1. Let's see what we get in this one. Love the drums. Oh, we're revving up. Still on a black screen though. Okay, there we go. This is really cool. Oshinoko, it's back! I love this track. It sounds like something I've heard before. Oh, she's so cute, just dancing. Oh, that was like really... This is really cool. Oh, she's wearing a choker. Put the dogs away. This is really good. Wow. Oh shit. What was that? Is that the pin for a grenade or something? She looks like she's trapped in this kind of bowl underwater with sand. But first of all, let me just say, this is 100% my favorite Oshinoko ending opening, probably, like in terms of the song. Like, I know Idol is iconic. I know that, you know, other people like opening 2 more than Idol and stuff. But I think for me personally, this is my favorite song that I've heard from Oshinoko. This went so hard. I really, really love this, and this is 100% going on my Spotify playlist. The long lead-in was because this would be one where it would start playing as an episode ended. So Oshinoko does that, and I think that's so cool. I love when series do this, where they start playing the ending before the episode ends. That's just one of my favorite things that endings can do within anime, and it's so cool that Oshinoko does that. This is Oshinoko's Season 2's ending, Burning by Hitsujibungaku. JJK's Season 2 ending too, really? This sounds nothing like that. Or does it? No, I don't think so, right? No, this sounds nothing like that. I guess the singer's voice, I can hear the same tones, obviously, but the song itself is nothing like that. You had to isolate the one episode with audio where no one was talking over it. Oh shit, you did a great job, Pinecino. Holy shit. That was I could not tell. I thought that this was just like a really rare kind of ending with just black screen to kind of just build things up, and then once the screen kind of like showed video that things were obviously pretty intense by that point. So no, that was really cool. I really appreciate that, so thank you. The doodle, it's reminding me of I'm gonna take a minute to think about what this is that it's reminding me of. Is it the Veronica's Untouched? I think it is. The guitar. Let me hear in this again a little bit. It's not the exact same, but it's enough to me. That's what it was reminding me of. It was reminding me of the Veronica's Untouched, and hearing like her voice coming through as well kind of is reminding me of that as well, where you have this really soft, angelic almost voice, like this really nice sounding voice just coming through this this heaviness in the instrumentation and everything. So that's a really nice thing that this ending was able to do. I think the visuals probably are showcasing that she is someone who is trapped. She's someone who cannot escape her fate, perhaps, or she's someone that is stuck in one place and she's not really able to get out of that place. The lyrics also always been trapped in my life. Visuals with her in this bowl that's just kind of hanging there, so it's almost like this illusion of freedom where she can see out of it, and it's really fragile, the case that she's being held in. So I don't know if that fragility is kind of reminiscent of the world that she is in, where it wouldn't take much to kind of shatter that world or shatter that illusion, perhaps the illusion of freedom, the illusion of whatever she's presenting herself as. But then she looks up and we see all this coloring, like the dye, I guess, like it looks like food coloring, food dye, whatever it is, just falling down, and then she is just kind of like almost drowning in it. Also, let me just comment again, the way that eyes are done in Oshinoko are so beautiful. It's like she's in a bubble. Yeah, definitely, actually, for sure. And bubbles, like I was saying already, like about fragility, like bubbles, it really does not take much to burst a bubble, and that kind of also plays into kind of like what I was saying. So, but yeah, the eyes in Oshinoko are so beautiful. Some of my favorite eyes that I've seen in anime. They are so full of life and color. They're obviously a main drawing point and like a main focus that you pay attention to. Let me just see this again. That was so good. Like, you could go frame by frame there. I can't go frame by frame because it's not on YouTube. But if you were to go frame by frame, you would see all these different, like, effects just fizzling out and stuff. And yeah, that's just, it's really, really cool. And it really just is a really cool moment because, this star in her eye, and then you see this kind of splash of color and, like, this almost galaxy kind of esque visuals right after it. But then it kind of gets really dark and it shows the glass shattering, falling from this really weird wonky looking stand. I don't know what the stand is meant to symbolize. I don't know why it's shaped the way it is or anything like that, if it's important. But then the glass breaks and we see her, as the lyrics are saying, in the light of the stage. I realize she stands up and she starts running, and we saw the glass breaking, so she's running on glass, but that doesn't mean anything to her. She just needs to get to a destination, the destination she has in her mind. She's sweating, she's just looking in one direction, staring. The birds are flying in the opposite direction, birds representing freedom. So the freedom that she maybe seeks, or freedom that would maybe benefit her, is in another direction. Again, maybe alluding to the illusion of freedom, where she thinks she's running towards something, but freedom is actually in the opposite direction. The birds were flying against her, and she's running towards this door. And once she opens it, it cuts back to the stand, and we don't see what she actually does. Wait, actually, does she even open it? No, she does go to open it, but then it just cuts away to the stand yet again, and it zooms in on this little portion where a bird picks up what looks like it might have been the thing that was holding the glass thing in place. I'm not sure how to interpret this part right here, whether that's what this actually is or not. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's really, really interesting that we see, for the most part, the water is clear, and then there's all this dye that comes in, blue and everything, but then, you know, we do see that splash. We do see that splash of red, and then once it shows the bird picking through this, it is red, so it looks very much like blood. So her fate or her background, whatever it is, something is kind of tied together. Everything is just tied to like death or something really bad that happens, or she's just this really tragic character. I'm not really sure what this is showing us, but I don't think this is a very good sign. I feel like this is pretty ominous to show us this right here, especially with a crow picking through it. Yeah, not looking good, but she did run away. She did run towards this door that she maybe got away from this. So yeah, I'm not sure if that was her running away from this past which is covered in blood, towards something else. But yeah, really amazing song. Probably my favorite Oshinoko song, honestly. It's going on my Spotify playlist, and that's coming from a huge banger list right there. That first opening and ending were so good, and the second opening was amazing too, but this one right here is probably my favorite. The visuals, I would probably give to opening 2, probably maybe my favorite visuals for Oshinoko, but this song right here was amazing, and yeah, I think I'm ready now to move on to ending number 2 for this video. Let's see what we get in the next one. Here we go. Opening number 2. Let's see what we get in this one. Ending number 2, sorry. Okay. Orb. Okay. Oh, this is, yeah, it's very similar with the piano. It has a very similar feel to it. Okay. Is a really, I love the piano use in the opening and ending for this series. I feel like a lot of series are almost scared to just have a piano. I can't get a read on what age he's meant to be, because he does look young, but then... that's beautiful. Oh, and the guitar. Is it a guitar? Ukulele? Banjo? Oh, it's so cute. What's happening here? Under the beautiful skybox right here. Captivated by the School of Whitefish. Oh, it just ends like that. That was so upsetting because that was so good. Like I was saying, I can't get a read on his age because he's meant to be going to college, I guess, right? Isn't that what was said in the opening? But he does look very, very young. This is Orb on the Movement of the Earth. First ending, Aporia, by Yorushika, Frieren, opening 2. That was beautiful, just like opening 2 for Frieren. I'm not surprised at all that they've gone on to do another great opening ending type deal here with this. Yeah, sounds like a lute. That would make sense considering the setting, the time period of the series. He's like 11, but you know, back then when you're smart enough you could go farther ahead. Okay, yeah, because that's what I thought. He looks really, really young. The character design here as well, he looks like a character. I don't know if I sound crazy, but the facial structure that he has is reminding me of Johan or something from Monster. Not the hair, forget about the hair, but his face structure. Obviously Johan has a pretty skinny face. Maybe that's also because, you know, Monster Johan is European, I believe, so maybe the kind of different character design that we're used to, you know, the characters when they're European, generally they do give them a different kind of look than anything else you might see in anime. Monster Johan being his surname. Yeah, Monster Johan. Orba Monster are Madhouse. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's just, I don't think they share the same character designer, but I guess Madhouse has like sort of an in-house style or design or look to them. And honestly, that's really badass and cool. I love the character design here because he looks a lot older than he is from the expression he wears on his face, but he looks like a child at the same time. It's this really, really strange but cool character design. Like, I say strange in the sense that he looks old and young at the same time. But anyway, we're not talking about age anymore. We're going to talk about the song. We're going to talk about the visuals. The visuals, you know, they were just a lot of walking. We're seeing, you know, this the thing that represents the thing in this series. You know, the thing. It's him walking, and then this symbol popping up. Is this a compass? Probably a compass, right? Is it? Maybe? Is there a north written on top of it? No. What's the thing that the forbidden thing in this series? Wouldn't this be like a symbol from that? Heliocentrism. Yeah, heliocentrism. Wouldn't this be something related to heliocentrism? I feel like the fact that it's showing this as he's walking towards it is probably kind of telling us the major theme of this series. You know, our main character on the right here walking towards this symbol right here on the left. Because before that, everything was empty, there was nothing there, and then he takes a step forward and it starts to show this. So I don't know if this is a symbol from heliocentrism or not, but that's what I would assume. And then it's looming behind him at the same time. This poor little guy who's just trying to live his life and go on doing his thing, but then, you know, he does see the beauty in the world at the same time. And this is probably related to maybe a moment in the series where he is kind of debating whether he wants to go in one direction or the other. And he sees the beauty of the world and he starts to question, maybe he has these existential thoughts perhaps, or he actually questions the way the world works, the way the planets work, the way that all of that kind of stuff works naturally. And maybe that's a major theme in the series, obviously, but this is maybe a major moment and a key point in time for our main character. He is now holding this this thing right here. Is this kind of like a thing that you put a stick through and then turn? Because we see him with a stick right here, and previously when it does show the symbol, when it shows it initially at the beginning of the ending, there was like a little thing at the top, like a little hook hole thing where you could put something through it. So I wonder if this thing works with the stick. I don't really know. I know nothing about heliocentrism, so I can't speak on that whatsoever. But seeing the guy character on the right here, I wonder if that's the character who talks him into joining or following this kind of aspect, or following, I don't know what it is. And then it ends in a real beautiful way with him looking up at the moon. And yeah, it's a really stunning ending. It's very similar to the first, or to the opening, where, you know, we have this, I don't know, but I wonder, is that the same piano chord progression that we heard in the opening? Is it the same chord progression in this ending as in that opening? Because it's similar enough that it could be. And if it is, then that is honestly really cool. I don't think I've ever seen that in anime before, where they have the same chord progression in opening and ending. Like, it's just like a continuation. This ending is a continuation almost of that opening. Oh, you found it? It's a medieval starfinder. Ah, so it was then. It is probably related to yeah. The fact that this is just, for the majority of this ending, similar to the opening, it is just a lone voice with a piano playing in the background. You can just say astronomy. You're absolutely right. I can't say astronomy. That's a much easier word to say. I did say during the ending itself that it feels like almost sometimes anime openings or endings, I wouldn't say are scared. I know I did say scared too while I was watching the ending, but I don't think that's the case. It's just, you know, they generally go in a different direction and add a lot more layers to the openings and endings, but you don't always need to have all those layers. Sometimes the more stripped back kind of openings and endings are the ones that stick with you and the ones that you remember more, because everything kind of tries to outdo the previous thing. Like, you know, you got Idol, you got all these openings that are just so up here, and sometimes all it takes is for an opening or ending to strip everything back and just give you a bare bones kind of feel with a singer and a piano and this really memorable chord progression. Obviously this ending did do a little more. We hear it right up until the point where he looks up, and then it's so beautiful, like this lute, whatever it happens to be, I don't know my stringed instruments, shining through with the keys reinforcing that in the end. Like it takes for the key to go really high, like it does this really high key, just shine through as he's staring up, showcasing the beauty of this world, and then the instrumentation just kind of goes crazy with it, and it's so beautiful. It's honestly like really, really beautiful. This is a really great ending. I loved the direction of this ending. The visuals, you know, there's nothing too crazy going on there at all. It's kind of just showing still frames for the most part, or the character walking at the beginning. Like that's really all this ending showcase. So visually, not showing a lot, but it's giving us these little teases of pieces of probably important information from the anime itself. But the song is incredible. Like I said, the previous song was going on my Spotify playlist. This one is probably also going on there because I just really love this stripped back feel and this really comfy, warm feel that it's giving me. But I wasn't expecting to feel that, because from what I learned about this series from the blurb in the opening, this series probably gets pretty dark. You know, the visuals in the first opening, you know, there's blood on the coins and everything, and there are cases where if you go against the church, if you go against beliefs, you are burned at the stake, and that is really dark. And I'm sure that this series does have its really dark moments, especially because it is a medieval setting. Settings were not all happy and smiles and everything. I think that the case that this ending does kind of make you feel like good inside, almost, I would say, is maybe a good thing, because it can make you come out of an episode which might make you feel distraught, might have you feeling like just absolutely torn and broken. It can maybe just have you come away with positivity or uplifting or just nice warm feelings being the last thing that you remember or the last thing you hear for this series. And I think that that's a really, really nice, touching, honestly beautiful thing. But yeah, I don't know if I have much more to say about this. There's a new ending from Yorushika for the series, but that's for 2025. Oh shit. So Yorushika is back. They did both endings for this series. Does that mean there's another opening as well for the series from 2025? That's got me a little interested now. I want to know more. This was amazing, and I cannot wait to check out more of this series. It's a series that has definitely piqued my interest, and I will be putting on the poll, which, trust me, is coming very soon. I will have the poll up, hopefully. But yeah, we are now ready to move on to ending number 3 for this video. That was amazing. 2 really great endings to kick things off. Here we go. Ending number 3 for this video. Let's just jump into it. Oh. This is cool. I love this kind of look right here. Too many losing heroines. Again, playing with real life locations. That's been the theme of the second half of 2024. A1 Pictures. I love that guitar just in my left ear with this support. I love that, actually. The sound in both ears. Oh. Love 2000. This is really cool. Oh, that was really cool. That was a really, really cool little ending. I felt like that was a little longer, and it was. It was just a little bit longer than the rest. This is Makeine's first of 3 endings. Holy shit. Love 2000 by Hikaru Tono, Blue Girl's voice actor. Ah, that's cool. I wonder then if all 3 of the girl characters that we kind of like saw together do an ending each. That would be really fun. This is a really, really nice ending, honestly. I love the look of this. Immediately kind of tells you the style of the visuals, where it's got this almost, oh shit, Momo's voice actor has one as well. Hell yeah. It looks like it's almost like a sculpted 3D model, but it's been like filtered and like heavily done over. I don't know how to really describe this style, but it looks really cool. I really do like this style so much. I feel like there's been something else I've seen that has it was this shot specifically that clued me in and made me think of something else, but I'm not exactly able to think of what that thing was, which is really bothering me. Like shots like these and like this kind of style is making me think of another anime opening ending or something that I've seen prior to this. Feel free to let me know what that might be in the comments below. Everything just about this ending was just really, really cute and adorable, apart from some of the visuals. Some of the visuals do look a little sad or something, like characters by themselves and just doing their thing, and you know, they're not exactly smiling the entire time. And then the way it's showcasing like the world that they inhabit and everything that kind of just goes into like, it's just showing like a bunch of real imagery kind of just to show the mundane side of life, I guess. The animator behind this is prolific, but you don't think I've seen any more of their work. Do you know what it is that I'm thinking of? This kind of style right here? I think I'm thinking of the latest One Piece opening. I think I've figured it out, and I think it's the One Piece opening. The kind of coloration and everything, the way it looks, and I think it's really cool looking, and I love it a lot, but it's not exact. Really, you don't see it. I don't know, maybe it's the flatness and the color and the kind of almost spongy effect where they've got faded out edges. Like it's kind of like, I don't know, it looks a little rough, but on purpose. Maybe I'm just crazy. It's just, that's what I'm seeing, and I loved it. I think it was really cool. The song as well was really just adorable. I loved the sound of the song, but at the same time, I'm sure the lyrics are probably telling us a different story entirely. Let's check out what manga they're reading. That looks like Making Too Many Heroes to Me, or Too Many Heroines. What am I talking about? Too Many Heroes? Hahaha. We're seeing lyrics. When's it my turn to feel the touch of true love? All I want is the truth right in front of me. Nothing but unhappy talk. Hearing that all day, I just really need some peace and quiet, so I'll change into a smile. Counting on others to chase after me. When's it my turn to feel the touch of true love? It sounds really like uplifting, you know, like it just be swinging your head, your body, whatever. I love the mashup of real life imagery and this style of animation. It's really, really cool looking, and I love it. The lyrics kind of sound like they're longing for something. There's like a sad undertone to the lyrics, whereas the song is so upbeat and it's so jolly. Was that a trumpet that I heard? Like, let me hear. Yeah, like there's trumpets and everything. Like it's just so fun. It's a really cool ending, and the singer's voice as well. I know I've said this many times at this point in the channel, but the talent that voice actors have is incredible. The fact that they can sing and voice act the way they do is just, it really blows my mind. And I feel like this voice actor as well, this voice actress, she did an amazing job with this song, like lending her voice to this track. It's so fitting, and it's so like up there in pitch that just really matches the sound of the song. But then the lyrics that go with it, the lyrics that she's singing while she's singing so high pitched is, it's almost contradictory. Not entirely, because, you know, it's not entirely sad or anything. It's just like this longing. It's her longing for love, longing for being next and all that. So yeah, I don't really know if I have much more to say about this ending in general. It was a really great one. Love 2000 by Hikaru Tono. Absolutely great job here. I really did love this a lot. They're kind of all trained up to have a singing voice, especially since there's a good amount of crossover with the idol industry. Oh shit, couldn't be me. When's Yuki Kaji gonna start singing? When's he gonna drop a track? He's done it? Really? That's wild. I couldn't imagine him singing. That would really just throw me for a loop, but I'm sure he sounds great, as everyone does so far that we've checked out when they do start singing. But yeah, I think I'm now ready to move on to ending number 4 for this video. Here we go. Ending number 4 for this video. Oh, It's really bright and colorful. Ooh. It's kind of Boon, right? Oh, it's Blue Box. Surely. This is Eve. This is really cute. I like this a lot. Aww. This is adorable. Running up the hill. I really love the character looks in this series. All he sees is her. Aww. Oh, the smile. Does the smile and the ending? Sorry. That's so cute. That was really cute. That was adorable. No PC Boon, lock it in. That was literally intentional. I was doing a bit because every time I recognize a voice, I say Eve. So when it was Eve, I obviously had to say someone else. That was beautiful. And real quick, that was Eve. Right? That was Eve, right? Don't tell me I'm wrong. Oh no, he did it again. He said Boon, lock it in, folks. Damn. This is Blue Box's first ending. Teenage Blue by Eve. The ultimate cover. It was just a bit. What do you mean? Literally, like yesterday I was like, is this Eve? And it was someone else entirely. So today when it's Eve, what am I supposed to say? Is this Eve? Then I'm right. You know, that's no fun. But yeah, no, this was a really, really fun ending. I really like this a lot. It kind of started off really bright and bold, like in your face, and I thought that was really cool, you know, coming off the back of the previous ending, which was a little toned down, I guess. Not that I didn't like the visuals in the previous one, I love them, but you know, it's nice to see when we're doing videos like this, the change in different endings. You know, we're going from dark to light to dark and everything. So yeah, it was just nice to see like this brightness kind of a flash on screen. And then, you know, we see this shot right here of this, it looks like a blueprints almost for a building. Like it looks like someone's drawn blueprints, but it's really cool looking, and I think that it's really interesting. We then see the spotlights coming down on the different fields. Would you call them what would you call like a basketball court? All the different courts. It took me a minute. Shining down and kind of just emphasizing that the emphasis is on the sports in this series. We appreciate that because yeah, it's a series about romance, but it's also a series about sports, and sports is kind of the vehicle that they use to get to the romance, I guess. Having this spotlight on the courts is really cool. And obviously, you know, you can see the different things. You know, there's basketball courts, there's probably a badminton court or something back there, and then in the forefront closest to us are table tennis courts. And I wonder if we get to know a character who plays table tennis. I'd be interested to learn that. Eve has done an amazing job here. I love Eve so much. Eve is definitely one of my favorites when it comes to these anime openings and endings, and that's why I'm always like, is that Eve? When I hear a familiar voice, because Eve is always in my head. I love the work that Eve has done in different series, and this is just another huge win for Eve and for Blue Box, of course. You know, this is a really, really great one. There's always the question, you know, we haven't brought up Gachakuta in a while, but here we go. You know, Eve did congratulate the mangaka for Gachakuta on the announcement, I believe, of the anime. So, you know, is that kind of like a little nudge that Eve might be working on an opening or ending for the series? Who knows? But, you know, we can be hopeful. So, you know, maybe Eve will show up in Gachakuta this year. Who knows? That would be really cool. And if it does happen, you know, you heard it here first. Though I'm sure other people have speculated the same thing prior to me. Let me just look at some of the lyrics. Shouldering the future that you envision, I wouldn't be able to feel anything. Oh, okay. So here we're seeing all the different, would you call them tools or things that, you know, the character characters use. You know, there's a bat that our main character uses for badminton. There's the twirly pole that pink hair girl. I know I just checked out the openings, but I've already forgotten the names. I deeply apologize, but this twirly bat thing that pink hair girl uses when she's doing gymnastics, and then the basketball, just showcasing those three things is really cool because those are main focuses on the series. So kind of focusing on the court for the first 30-ish seconds of this ending was pretty nice, and then seeing the characters all walking together. And we don't see our main guy here, which is interesting. Main baller is Chinatsu. Okay, I like the way Chinatsu is kind of drawn because in moments like this, she doesn't really stand out. Like the clothes she wears, they kind of hang off her. She doesn't have like pink hair. She doesn't stand out as much as I guess the pink hair girl does, but that's maybe a huge draw for her, and that's maybe a key component of her character, the fact that she doesn't stand out as much as some of the other characters. Her head is in the game, absolutely. She's reading a magazine about ball. Oh, there he is. There he's just running past everyone. And funnily enough, I feel like the only character that didn't turn to look at him, the only two characters that didn't turn their heads to look at him are Chinatsu and the front guy, the guy who's out in front. But by the end, they all kind of watch him as he runs past. I don't know if there's something to learn from the way they look at him. Airplane contrails race across the sky as it's showing airplanes, of course. And then this really cool artsy shot. Like I love the way this is drawn and colored. The coloring here is, you're gonna hate me for this one, but you know the shots in the first ending for Jujutsu Kaisen where it's showing, you know, the characters all kind of doing something unique or interesting. The coloration and the framing of this is kind of making me think of that. So there you go. There's your JJK mention of the day. We do then go on to see the rest of them sitting in similar fashion. I wonder if these symbols are important at all. I don't really know what they kind of represent. I love the way she's drawn and designed. I really love her design, probably more than the other two, the main characters. I don't know if she is classified as a main character or a supporting character. I don't know really her role in the series, how present she is, but I think she would be my favorite. She looks really fun to be around, and you know, she does gymnastics, which might kind of represent her energetic personality, perhaps. The rival, yes, the rival love interest. I don't know if the different sports that they play, what those sports and the things that they represent maybe play into the personalities of the characters as well. I'm not really familiar enough with those sports to, you know, present that kind of idea, but maybe that is the case, who knows. Seeing the characters all show up, wait, where did they go? There they are. Seeing the characters all show up, it's so fun, it's so beautiful, and presented in this kind of selfie style, and seeing everyone just kind of smiling apart from the two guys at the back there. Don't know what their deals are, but Chinatsu and Taiki are just staring at each other, kind of like having fun. And it's really nice to see that the two love interests, the two main love interests in this series, they aren't shy of each other. They're not afraid to like talk or hang out or anything. Like, I think it's really cute that even in an ending we see them smiling with each other and kind of goofing about. And then Hina, she is in the front being an absolute icon, and yeah, I love that girl so much. And I haven't even seen the series. I just think I would really like her personality. The way that the background comes into color is really cool, and seeing all the different shots then of them standing, doing their thing, and yeah, it's just adorable. I love the way it ramps up in intensity. Like, it starts off really down here, and then the more things go on, it really just, there's the transition right there, and it just kicks up a notch. And Eve really just delivers a great performance, and the instrumentation in the background is really just kicking off and really just going hard right there. And I love it, and I think that they've done a great job with this ending. But I am ready now to move on to ending number 5 for this video. So after that ending, we will be at the halfway point for this video. So I think we should move on to the next one and see what it is that we get in ending number 5. We are ready to check out ending number 5 for this video. Really just want to dive into this one. I really want to know what we're going to get in this next one. So here we go. Holy shit! Destruction! That was cool. It's the end of the world. I love this kind of like 2D look for them. Kind of like they're straight out of the manga almost. This is cool. Oh, I love the heaviness. Oh shit! That was cool. That was badass. Being dramatic doesn't suit us. They're so funny. The heart's broken down, no! Dededede. Committee. See ya! Oh, that was fun. This is probably going to be the most fun ending that we check out today. That was really, really fun. This voice feels familiar. Yeah, this absolutely has to be Ano and I don't remember her name, but the singer from YOASOBI, right? This is Dead Demons Dededede Distraction. First ending. AbAbAbAbsolute World by Ano featuring Lilas Ikuta as they did the opening. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That just real heaviness, that real heaviness that just came through this entire ending was just so fun to be able to check out. Like visually, I really like the look of it, but there wasn't too much going on. It was like a fairly simple ending in terms of like just showcasing our two main characters walking. They're walking in opposite directions for some of it. In other parts, they're kind of like walking on opposite ends from each other, like they're not going to be able to catch up to one another or something like that. Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on, but what I mean is that, like, you know, it's not showing us many different like scenes, I guess. It's kind of just focused on two scenes, which are them walking around this circle thing and then walking on these kind of escalators. It's kind of just that the entire time. Like, that's what I mean by there's not a whole lot going on in that sense, but otherwise there's a lot of shit going on. Like, there's a lot of different things showing up, different alien technology, different classroom things. You know, you got like pencils, sharpeners, and just stuff like that kind of represents like mundane human life, I guess, and that's immediately taken away, and it kind of transforms into this really strange like looking background. Like it kind of just transitions all of a sudden. We kind of see like a bit of a yin and yang type thing here. I don't know why the character on the right is morphing like that. I wonder if these two characters represent different sides of the psyche, or they're kind of like two sides of a coin. Like they're not similar whatsoever. One kind of type of personality and the other is the complete opposite, because this kind of darkness on one side and light on the other, you know, it's reminding me this kind of symbol of yin yang sort of thing. So I imagine that's what that's kind of showing us. The fact that one's walking the dark path and the other is walking the path to light kind of also backs that up, but they're on different sides this time. The one who was on the side of light in this section is now on the side of dark in the other. So I don't know if that analysis really lines up or adds up, because it doesn't really go that way. But then, you know, they're both on the path to light, I guess, and it transitions once again to them walking, this time on the ring of a planet. So then we see like all these crazy pieces of alien technology show up. Don't know what to make of any of this, because it's completely different from what we saw at the beginning. Though this looks like a pair of headphones and a mouse on the left and right. This might be like one of those things you look through, what's that called, microscope, over here, and then just an alien cube, Rubik's cube, who knows, on the left there. And then the destruction. It's just so fun. It's reminding me of a Call of Duty Zombies song, you know, where Elena Sigmund, I think her name is, she just sings really beautifully, and then she also delivers this real just sort of like throaty thrash metal, I don't know what kind of music that is, just like delivery in her voice. It's just really fun to check out. Like, an ending like this. To actually hear that in an ending is just really cool, especially with these two voices that I'm familiar with delivering completely different styles of openings and endings and vocal deliveries, I guess. But yeah, Dededede Destruction just seems really interesting. I don't know if I've really learned enough about the series to know exactly what it's about besides what I learned yesterday from the blurb. It looks really kind of interesting in the sense that these two characters are potentially, or maybe it's just one of them, is kind of like accepting the end of the world and kind of trying to bring the other one to that point, or trying to maybe even bring that about. Like, I don't know really what to think, because the lyrics are definitely, in both opening and ending, are definitely about like, you know, you and I together sort of thing. And the fact that the opening was so different from the ending, maybe was the opening and ending, like the opening, was it kind of Lilas Ikuta featuring Ano, and then this one was Ano featuring Lilas Ikuta, or is it both the same way? Because if that is the case, maybe the voices that they lend the characters to, maybe the characters represent different sides, like I was saying, and the songs kind of represent their psyches and what's going on in their heads, because, you know, it's two completely different tones and two completely different feels. That's really all I've got there. Besides that, the black and white look in the imagery, the entire ending, and their kind of flat appearances with like this really thin white line around them, it makes me think of what they probably look like drawn in the manga itself, you know, especially in black and white. It looks very much like that style anyway. With the opening, they were built alongside each other. Okay, well, yeah, I don't know then. So obviously I would guess then, if they're built alongside each other in the opening, but then the ending, it's Ano featuring, her character is probably the one that this ending is about, and her psyche and what she's feeling, what she's thinking, and everything she's experiencing. And yeah, I think that that's a really cool way to do that, especially when you've got singers to be voice actors. She is a bit of a wacko, yeah, I can tell. Dededede Destruction. The casting was great here for voices, for the singing anyway. I really did love checking out the opening and ending for the series. I'd love to see more from this series. I'd love to hear more, because this was so much fun. Other than that though, I don't really know if I have much more to say in terms of analysis. This symbol that we see at the very beginning, I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is a character in one of the Japanese tables, alphabets sort of things, or anything like that. That's just the character for D. D-E. Okay, that's cool, because we do see then all these different blocks that are morphing into items with that symbol on it. So I guess that's just kind of like playing into the whole DDDDD thing. And then when they disappear, you know, we do hear destruction. I'm not sure if I have really much more to say about this. I loved it. I thought it was a great ending. I really did enjoy checking this one out, but I think that's really all I kind of have to say about this one. So I might be ready to move on to ending number 6. Here we go. Ending number 6. What are we going to get in this one? ReZero! I recognize that setup. Oh shit, it goes down? Deeper layers? I didn't realize that in the opening. Oh, the piano. This Subaru with his tracksuit. Amelia looks so happy. Oh shit, blood from the flowers? That's who Amelia was fighting. Who is this guy and what's his deal? What's happening there? This is a lot right here. Oh shit. He dies again, but he wakes up and... everyone else picks him up. Okay. I'm gonna have to go through this. Wow, That was a lot of imagery right there that is probably very much forecasting what happens in this series, right? This is ReZero Season 3's presumably first ending, Nox Lux by Myth and ROID. It's good to see them back. It's good to see Myth and ROID back again. Love checking out a good Myth and ROID opening ending. It's always fun. You really think this should have been the opening? Yeah, I think the opening was really great and the imagery was really good too, but this does have opening vibes for sure, and everything that it showcases is also very opening vibes. Like, this doesn't feel like an ending so much as it feels like another opening. Like, it almost feels like they created two openings and just kind of had to settle or decide which one was going to be the actual opening and the other would be the ending. That's almost what this feels like. I'm sure that's not the case and I'm sure that's not what happened, but this is really interesting for an ending song and an ending visuals because they show a lot. You like the opening song, you just don't like it for ReZero. I get it. I guess I don't really have that opinion because I haven't watch the series, so I don't have that idea in my head of what I want an opening to sound like. But you know, maybe I'd agree if I was to actually check the series out. In terms of visuals, this really showcases quite a bit, like so much. Kind of starts with everyone kind of congregating, Subaru and Amelia smiling at one another. Probably, I don't know if Subaru smiled, but then, you know, everything gets dark, everything gets out of focus once it shows Amelia. Dark, and the flowers start to bloom and there's blood. What does the blood represent? Why are the flowers bleeding? Probably because there's blood that's being splattered on the flowers, but beauty turning to death kind of imagery, like, you know, the beauty of death probably maybe as well. And then we get to see all these dead soldiers, knights, with people standing over them. We don't really see who that is, and we don't really see what this is that a dragon? There's not a good enough like focus on it to really display that. But then, you know, we do see Subaru open his eyes, and then this character that I was able to figure out when we were going through the previous opening that Amelia was fighting someone with bandages on, so this is that character. I wonder if this is someone linked to her past or someone that is important to her or something. But she does look like, or this character does look like they maybe are like a slave to something, because they've got like the shackle around their neck and then the chain. So I'm not really sure what to make of that. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Maybe it's actually, no, I don't think that is the case. I feel like it's just it's something they're wearing, because this looks like it's some sort of symbol then at the end of it. I don't get a good enough vision of it to kind of pick apart what it is. It looks like a swords on it, like some sort of emblem with swords on it. So this person might be someone of like a royal family or something. I don't know. But then to immediately start showcasing this guy with the white hair, the guy that we learned is voiced by Hikaru, same voice actor as Hikaru, I mean. Really interesting. And then to showcase this character right here smiling, I wonder if that's just who they are or what's happening, because the white-haired guy is almost certainly the main antagonist of this season. He just does not have any moments in this opening or ending that present him in a positive light. He's always kind of standing against our main character. You'll say that blonde smiling one is the same voice actor as Mao Mao. Really? That's fun. I don't really know Mao Mao's personalities so much, so I don't know if that voice kind of is the same in, you know, both or what. She kills it. I'm sure she does. I wonder if she is related to the other blonde haired guy, the one that also I think has like little shark teeth. And then we get to see this shot right here of someone in water, and the way it shows them here, they kind of rise out of the water, and then it looks like they start laughing and blood kind of like pools into the water, kind of spills in. But she could also be coughing up, or they could also be coughing up that blood. Again, not really seeing enough, but I imagine they're laughing because they look a little ominous. And then we get to see this guy who, I don't know, looks like a Pokemon character to me. I don't know what it is about him. He's just standing with his big sword. The sword is reminding me of, oh my god, what's his name from Final Fantasy 14? Heavensward. Starts with an A. It's been so long. Aymeric. The sword that he has is reminding me of Aymeric, only Aymeric is blue. It's just the embroidery on the sword itself, which doesn't look practical, but you know, it's fantasy. So I do like his character design, but I'm just wondering if he's on our side or not. And then we see Subaru grabbing this whip. like thing and going to face off against blue-haired guy. And right as he goes to do it, did I say blue-haired guy? He goes to stand off against white-haired guy, and then right as he goes to do it, white-haired guy turns around and does he smile or smirk? No, he just stares. And then we see this thing, like this shot going through what looks like Subaru's head. Does Subaru have the little part on top of his head? Let me see. Yeah, I think that's his head, right? That we see it, and then there's blood flying, and so we assume, right, that Subaru, who I've been predicting the entire time, is someone who can die but return to this world. He dies potentially, but instead of waking up in the normal world or in this purple weird world, he just opens his eyes and all the characters are there, and they just kind of pick him up and put him back on his feet so that he can take the next step forward. The next step forward that he takes, like, it's like they're all pushing him. It looks like they're all spirits, like they're dead or something, the way they're all pushing him like that, and they're translucent, but that's all different. These are dead characters in the series. No. Okay. I was like, are these dead characters? Because I recognize this arm thing. And I was like, is he dead? This guy? But then it shows him in the next scene. So I don't know. I worried myself for no reason. I really was like, no, that guy dies. The guy I was just talking about. But I don't know if that's the case, because we do then see all of them kind of pushing him up. And he's still holding her hand. So she is obviously very important. She kind of grounds him, perhaps. Her ability, what she can do, this little girl right here. I don't know what it is, if he protects her or something. Like, I don't know really what her deal is, but she seemed to be able to create portals and stuff. And she seems linked to him, like really intrinsically, like linked to him. And then we see him standing in the middle, looking out at everyone. Everyone was smiling at him, but then everyone gets serious. Shit gets serious. And he takes his first step out and steps on blood. So he steps on blood, so it just showcases that the road ahead is covered in blood, and then it's kind of like a 180 on the ending. Like, it kind of goes back to the beginning. This time it's showing water in this canal, and it shows the city, and then it kind of just ends with this map thing. I don't know what this is, but at the very beginning of the opening we see the city, and then it shows the canal, which is blood, so showing like the death and all the awful shit that's happening in this city. So yeah, it's kind of like a nice difference from the beginning to the end, where we see it covered in blood, and then it's just beautiful, and it's just an actual running river canal through the city at the end of it. Ginger Emmerich pulls him up almost one-handed. Yeah. Ginger Emmerich is the goat. Red-headed Emmerich is strong, and he's powerful, and I'm sure he's a fun character to get to know. We've cut away before a pratfall. Let's see. Oh, there it is. The heel is on the ground, the foot is up. Nope. Trust me, guys, I was playing it in reverse. He actually falls. Really, really fun ending. I love the song as well. Myth and ROID always brings so much heat. They bring a lot of fun energy, and the instrumentation is always chaotic and fun to check out. It's always like a joy to check out these Myth and ROID openings and endings and stuff, and I hope that we get to check out many more down the line. Obviously, Overlord had a lot of Myth and ROID, and I was a huge fan of that, so yeah. I'm not sure if I have much more to say about this ending. It was really fun. It stands alongside the opening almost as a continuation of the visuals. The visuals kind of like could have been either or. Like, you could have just put the visuals from the ending in the opening and vice versa, and it wouldn't really have made a difference. It just felt like an opening, but almost like a just continuation, I guess. I don't know. That's going to do it for this ending, and I am now ready to move on to ending number 7. That was ReZero. Always fun to check out. Love ReZero openings and endings. But yeah, let's move on to opening number 7 and hope that we get another ReZero opening and ending when it returns this year. Here we go, ending number 7. Let's see what we get in this one. Elusive Samurai, right? On a bus? This series This changes what I thought the series was. Unless it's just done for fun. I think this is just done for fun. Joe shows up and starts singing. This is really fun. Oh no! So easy. Step up, become an adult. Kamakura style. What happened there? That was really fun. I think what I'm learning about this is that this feels like the sort of ending that kind of showcases scenes from additional bonus chapters or alternate reality kind of chapters, sort of things, where it's showing stuff like that. That's what this looks like to me, because I don't think they would have this kind of technology in the era they're in. I can't remember the era. This is Elusive Samurai's Ending, Kamakura style, by Botchi Boromaru, who did the Makeine opening. Really? That's cool. This is, I said earlier that the DDDDDD opening might be the most fun that we check out today. No, that's already been outdone by Elusive Samurai's Ending. This is so unbelievably fun. It really just brings nothing but fun to the table. Like, it's like they sat down at a meeting and were like, all right, we got to come up with an ending. You over there, what do you think we should do? And they just said the word fun, and they ran with it, because yeah, this was really, really cool. We're in the 1200s, so yeah, this isn't exactly tech accurate. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought, because this series looked very, I guess, 1200s, like you said. But then we see a bus in this ending, and it really surprised me, because I didn't know then what to make of this. I didn't know if this was actually a series where we're in a modern time and we're just kind of using all this like old school techniques and stuff like that. I'm glad that we got like a little fun ending, kind of showcasing what the characters would be like in a modern time. It's pretty fun to see something like this, seeing all the characters just kind of doing their silly goofy gaffes and stuff. Everyone's dancing, everyone's having a good time. Nothing's serious whatsoever. Like, just don't take this seriously. It's just played for laughs. And yeah, I really, really love this ending. It didn't obviously give me an insight into anything to do with the series, besides maybe some of the relationships that some of the characters have with one another, because this girl is obviously someone who is in love with probably our main character, because, you know, she's in his arms giving him little smooches on the cheek and stuff. And yes, that's right, I said him because I know it's not a girl, kind of showing off like how silly the world of this series can be, or how silly some of these characters can be. Perhaps we see this guy show up and start singing along to the song, which is always fun. It is kind of a wild ending because the villains are some evil monsters, and in this they're just having fun. Really, I would not have realized these were villains that also show up. I would have just assumed that these were also kind of side characters. So that's absolutely insane. I would never have thought to do that, because they all just kind of show up and have a little buffet party picnic sort of thing, almost like One Piece-esque at the end of an arc. Have a big party, have a big buffet. So I just thought that they were kind of doing something similar to that. Then seeing them kind of like attacking all these whack-a-mole things, I wonder if the characters that are alongside our main characters in the whack-a-mole are the villains. I love the way he's just so smooth with it. He just like kind of leans forward and is able to kick the ball with his back foot. Oh wait, here's the shot I wanted to find. So the bus just goes like light travel and disappears, and then we get that little flash of this thing that shows up in a bunch of anime, and then we see the sparkle reflecting off his glasses, and then he just starts spinning discs. It's really fun. It's just, there's so much going on in this ending that it's hard to kind of pause it and pick apart each thing. 2001 A Space Odyssey, yeah. It's just really fun to see them have fun in this ending. It's not what I would have expected from Elusive Samurai whatsoever, but I welcome it greatly and I'm surprised by it. And I think that finishing an episode would be an absolute treat because you're greeted with this ending and it's so much fun. It brings so much happiness and joy, I hope. And if you need it, it's like a nice little reminder that everything's going to be okay after a grim ending for an episode. That was Elusive Samurai. Like I said, a lot of the imagery in this is kind of just original and not really tied to the series. Oh, Peanut's here. Did you see him? It's not tied to the series at all, at least not that I believe. So I can't really go through it and analyze it so much as I would others. But yeah, absolutely fun song. I really like this a lot. It's cool getting to hear Botchi Boromaru 2 days in a row. I'm recording this the day after I recorded the openings video in completely different series and bringing the same fun energy to both. So yeah, absolutely incredible. I love this a lot. Sadly, there wasn't so much to analyze in terms of the visuals here. But yeah, I'm ready now to move on to opening number 8 for this video. The visuals were so fun. The animation was really well done here. I love the coloration and the way that the characters were presented. And I love the idea that the creators, animators, whatever it was, presented with this ending. It's just a lot of fun and a lot of creativity behind it, and it really just was a joy to check out. But yeah, now we are ready to move on to ending number 8 for this video. Here we go. Ending number 8. I don't care about you. I don't like you at all is a crazy way to start an ending. Ranma! Oh, this is really fun. This is adorable. This is stunning. Ah, there it is. Let me take what I said. I'm not interested. I think I don't like you. Oh, shampoo. Baka. Why are you only kind to me? So unfair. The lyrics are adorable in this. Aw, pouring hot water on himself. Aw. That was really cute. I'm so surprised that this was a Ranma ending. I really like the chill vibes in this. It was so different from what I would have expected. I love the lyrics. The lyrics kind of just emphasizing this idea of like, leave me alone. I don't want to know you. It's really nice that we kind of get this ending showcasing her. I can't remember her name because it's been so long, but it's really nice that we get an ending about her, Akane, instead of being about Ranma, because pretty much all the openings that we checked out for Ranma followed Ranma, which is obviously gonna be the case because he's the titular character. But I think it's really nice that this ending kind of gave us something different and showcased her side of things. Like it's all about her, and it's really cute, it's really sweet, and it really surprised me when it started with I don't care about you, I don't like you at all. That really just surprised me, and I knew immediately that it was going to be a romance series because what's that trope trait thing in anime where it's like tsundere, that's it, yes. Like I wouldn't have thought that she'd be tsundere, but that's kind of what I'm getting from the lyrics of this, because that's very like, you know, actually, but then at the same time not really at all, because he's nice to her already and she's the one that's pushing him away. So I don't know what that kind of term would be for like reverse tsundere. You know, yeah, I don't really know what to make of it, but it's really cute, it's adorable. I love this kind of style for the drawing, like the kind of like crayon look for backgrounds and stuff, and the really simple looking drawings, but then with the dotting inside the drawings really gives it this unique look, and what like very different from anything I've seen, because other than that, the ending does remind me of, I think it was an ending for Botchi the Rock, where, you know, it had like panels down the side and stuff, and things would come and go up and down them, and it was done in this drawn style. You know, it kind of like looks similar to that, but also pretty different. Takahashi laid down the law on a lot of tropes in the decades to follow. Yeah, I really like the sound of this as well, because the singer's voice is so beautiful, so having it like really be at the forefront, it's the loudest thing we hear, and behind it we do hear this kind of, it's almost like a silent acoustic guitar. Like, it is pretty down there in terms of sound, like it's not exactly loud, as well as the drums. The drums are like just there enough to back her up, and a yankin. There you go. It's a yankin. I wouldn't have known the name of the instrument that's kind of doing the tones that are a little higher there, but it's a really cool sound, and it's, considering the series that we're talking about, Ranma, it's really cool to see traditional instruments used within the opening and ending and stuff like that. So I really do appreciate that openings and endings do that sometimes, where they kind of pay homage to the era or the tradition or anything like that by having these instruments that sound true to what we're seeing, or the, you know what I'm trying to say. Iya Iyaya. What does Iya Iyaya mean? Seeing then that she's written on all these postcards or whatever of herself, and she's basically like, why are you only nice to me? So unfair, so unfair. I don't know if she finds it unfair that she's kind of been set up with him, like, you know, their parents kind of arranged this marriage. I don't know if that's what's unfair, that she doesn't want to, she just wants to be able to live her life, she wants to be able to exist without being told who she has to marry, maybe. And now that she sees that he's nice, and she is actually falling for him, because she even questions within this ending alone, she's like, I don't think I like you, or something like that, after saying the entire ending, like, I don't like you, get away from me, and all this. She then starts to say, like, I don't think I like you, which is kind of her questioning and doubting herself, like, does she actually like him or not? So yeah, the relationship between the two of these characters probably is an interesting one to see develop, because it probably starts off really aggressive and really like Shinji Asuka-esque, and then it kind of transitions into this beautiful thing once she lets her guard down, I guess, a little. I don't know. The visuals, really stunning. I love the kind of just three colors that they use in this entire opening. There's the white, there's the purpley blue. I don't know what kind of color I would say that is, but it's like a blue that's turning into a purple, and then like the pink. The background is like a salmon pink, I guess you would say. The pink that sometimes comes into frame and stuff for scratchings and scribblings. So I think it's nice that we get to see like a really simple looking ending, but by no means is this a simple ending. This ending, I'm sure, is harder than doing a normal ending. Maybe, I don't actually know. What do I know? But it's hard to make something this simple, I guess, look this good and come across in a really true way. Like, this does look like a very honest insight into the series, one that I never got prior to this. I did not know the sides of the characters. You would say that with the new anime, this is the first in a long time you've actually felt the romance aspect of a Takahashi series. It's Misoni Koku and now this for you. Oh, okay. Like, they're typically rom-coms, but they often feel more like romantically themed comedies. Interesting. Yeah, I honestly thought that this was just straight rom-com from what we saw in the openings in the Takahashi video that we did prior to this. I really just thought that this was straight up rom-com with an emphasis on the comedy. I guess I would have thought that Inuyasha would be more romance, but then I don't know anything really about Inuyasha, but I would have thought that it would be more romance heavy than some of the others perhaps. Well, ... And then I think that it's really cool that Misoni Koku is almost like a straight romance series, at least that's how it seemed anyway, with some comedy. So it was like the romance took the center stage, with the comedy taking, you know, being the vehicle, I guess, for that series. Whereas, you know, other series, I would have thought that the romance was a vehicle to get to the comedy, if that makes sense. This looks like a true and honest insight into the series, as I was saying, and it really gives us a look at the characters that we haven't seen prior to this. I did not know Akane was like this. I thought she was this sweet girl, because per Ranma is constantly being transitioned. Like, he's just chilling, like standing there, and like what happens right before this? Yeah, he's just like in the panels there, and then she shows up with a bucket in her hand and throws water all over him as if to say like, leave me alone. When you're a girl, you don't care about me. I like it when you're a girl because then you don't come after me and people come after you probably, or something like that. So maybe she feels like she can escape her fate or escape her destiny, escape what has been predetermined for her when Ranma is girl Ranma, because she's obviously not going to be asked to marry a girl when she's been set up with male Ranma. I don't know if that makes sense. Then she runs away and all this stuff happens. We get to see all these characters show up and she calls Ranma Baka. I wonder who Asuka was inspired by, you know? And then she's still looking very annoyed, upset, frustrated, whatever, and then she just starts pulling silly goofy faces. This is a pretty iconic pose, right? I don't know who originated this pose, but I have seen this in so many series. I'm almost certain I've seen Asuka pull this pose as well, but I don't know where it originated. But I feel like it's normally the little finger and not like, you know, pointing finger when they're doing that kind of thing. Isn't it normally like little finger? I don't know. What do I know, eh? And then we transition forward into her looking out and looking very annoyed, only for her to fall. And who's there to grab her hand? Who's there to pick her up? I'll give you one guess in the comments down below. It's Ranma, and Ranma is pouring hot water on himself because he wants to be himself. He wants to be a boy, and he is just there to help her out while looking a little like, you turn me into a girl sort of thing. And she's just like, kind of typical romance looking thing where she doesn't let go and she kind of just stares at him, and it's kind of like this moment of will they, won't they, will she realize her feelings? But she ends up on a frown and a bird flies away, and that's the end of the ending. Really, really fun ending, really interesting visually. I love the visuals. It kind of, like I said a million times already, it gave me this huge insight into the series that I wasn't aware of already. It really just clued me into a lot of things, and the song as well was so good. Let me just hear the song a little bit more. Like, it's just so chill. And I love the way the Yankeen is emphasizing the high notes and stuff, and emphasizing when there's the kind of do 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 in her voice, it's matching it. It's just a really well produced song, and the ending visuals alongside it were an absolute treat. But yeah, I think now I'm ready to move on to ending number 9. The stick out tongue term is called Akambe. Is that named after Akane from this series? Did it originate from her? That's wild. But yeah, we are now ready to move on to ending number 9 for this video. Let's see what we get in the next one. It's typically like a childish expression, yeah, but I just don't know where it originated from. Here we go. Ending number 9. What do we get in this one?
Just like in a melody,
okay.
keep repeating on and on. I don't wanna live without it. You give me the strength inside.
Really nice one.
Something's are meant to be. You say it like you know, but I really want you.
I don't know what I'm seeing here.
You to see it the way I do.
Beastars? Oh shit. Oh. Oh shit. Wow. Holy shit, this is amazing. Wow. Holy shit. I don't even have the words to describe this ending right here. First things first, this kind of look right here reminds me of what we saw in that opening we checked out in the most recent video. The one about the maid, I can't remember what that was called, but it has that same look where it's got like a 3D, but it's actually 2D look. Like it looks like it's something that looks like it should be 3D, but it's actually just flat, if that makes sense. This is Beastars' final season's presumably first ending. Feel Like This by Yuka, who did the Metal Rouge opening. Ah, that's cool. This was so beautiful. I really like this one a lot. So in terms of visuals, this is definitely a highlight for the list in this video. Like the visuals in this, it is so beautiful. And that's not surprising considering it's Beastars, you know. I think this might be the first Beastars ending I've actually seen. Is it? Have I checked out other Beastars endings yet? So I might need to check out those other Beastars endings. In true fashion, Beastars brings some of the most beautiful, creative, honest looking visuals to the screen here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out those other two Beastars endings because this was an absolutely beautiful ending. The visuals, the song, the just real heavenly sound that she had where her voice was shining through and you just had like this backing beat kind of supporting her.
Every time I think about you, oh,
Like yet another ending that doesn't shy away from the piano. This is, for a lot of this, a piano, her voice, and another sound I can't quite pinpoint. There's some sort of strings in there, but I'm not sure which strings those are. It sounds like maybe something that you play with a bow because it's a continued note. It's like just one continuous long note, but I'm not able to pick out which instrument that is. But it really brings out so much life to this ending because it's, first of all, just stunning to look at. But then, you know, we also get to hear this real beautiful, it's just a beautiful song. And the way when her voice kicks up and it gets really up there, that's when the beat kind of kicks in and it really just kicks in with this kick drum, I guess. It sounds like it's, you know, electronic, like that, like it doesn't sound organic or it doesn't sound like a live instrument. It sounds more digital to me anyway. I don't know, it could be wrong. You confirmed it. Yeah, the team that did You Are Miss Servants OP and the OP for this season of Beastars also did the ending. Yeah, it's written all over it because it looks very similar to those moments in the You Are Miss Servants opening. And I think that honestly, the fact that they kept that style this entire ending really is just a credit to the work that they did. The fact that they kind of made it look like they were like these kind of puppets with limbs, because you can see the joint locations and stuff is just a really fun idea because it's giving it this look of like a kid's book or something, like one that you can pull the paper and make things move sort of thing. Like that's what it's almost reminding me of, or just something that a child would play with, you know, showcasing the beauty of the world. These characters that I previously had never really noticed, like this girl wolf, and I don't know who she is. Is she a goat or something? Each different little connection, like bone, gets a different joint or different thing, and it's making me honestly wonder. The fact that it's done very stop motion-y is making me wonder if this was recorded live where they actually drew and cut out all these things and then recorded as they kind of did stop motion thing, or if this was animated to look like this style, because either way, both of those options are so impressive and I really just cannot get over how good this looks. The beauty of this ending is definitely probably the best that we've seen today anyway. I'm not going to get over this, honestly. This was such a great one. I'm going to probably listen to the song a few more times when I finish streaming stuff, and I might just add it to my playlist too, because really great ending here. It's a pop-up book. Yes, that is the kind of style that this maybe looks like it has, which is really cool. I do really appreciate that because it's so unique and different. Oh, we actually see the joints joining together there, like the limbs kind of joining. It's reminding me as well, like shots like these of the Freerin ending, you know, with where it looks kind of like cut out paper against a background background that's also cut out, but that's, you know, just the style that it has. You know, I don't think it's one being like the other or anything like that. It's just similar styles. She is really, really presented in this really beautiful way, and she does look cut out. Like, I really do think that this is cut out against a background, you know, because it's done so well. It's genuinely amazing. I think that the work done in this ending is some of the best that I've honestly probably ever seen. I don't have the words to describe this. And the singer's voice as well. Like I said, it sounds so heavenly. It sounds so angelic. It sounds really, really amazing. And I cannot believe that this was an ending. This could have been... Well, no, I wouldn't say this could have been an opening. Like, this is definitely an ending. But at the same time, like, I hope people are talking about this ending, because this ending is incredible. This is from the documentary series from the made opening. So the creation process for the cutouts kind of looks like this. Ah, so they actually literally do cut them out. That's really cool. And that's why you see shadows in the background and stuff. That's incredible. I love that so much. Bow wow wow, bow wow wow. Of course, she happens to bark during the Beastars opening, or ending, sorry. I don't really know if I have much more to say. Let me just go back to the beginning. Yeah, so starting with just this really beautiful voice and piano just playing through, you know, it really just made me feel like we were going to get this really somber sounding ending the entire way through. So when it really kicked up and added like this beat, like this kick beat almost, it really did surprise me. It didn't surprise me in a bad way, it just surprised me in general. And you hear the piano doing little runs as well, which is very fun. You know, it's very playful. I don't know what I'm supposed to be seeing here. Like, is this an owl, a rabbit? I think it's a rabbit on the left, or I don't know. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but it looks crazy. I love how they're able to do it. The girl who walks out the gate, she's a sheep. Ah, I can see it now. It's the white kind of look on her. I would love to say more about this, but I don't really have much more to say, I don't think. It is an absolutely stunningly beautiful ending. This song as well was also stunningly beautiful, and yeah, I think that wraps up this ending, and I am now ready to move on to the final ending for this video. So if you guys have enjoyed so far, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you'd like to see in the next video. If there are any endings you're surprised weren't in this video, any endings you'd like to see me check out in the future, and yeah, let's just move on to the final one and see what we get in this last ending. Let us check out ending number 10 and see what we get in this next one. Okay. What is that? Oh man. This is really cool. This is very Mario Strikers or something. Disappointed it's gone? This is so creative. Even the background looks really cool, the way it's moving. It's not just flat. Won't leave? Undead! To be alive is to keep changing. What's with the slug? Why is it showing a slug? Will a demon appear or next, or a snake? What? Finally begins after meeting? Is it a human or a monster? Bisu. That's really cute. Oh, that was fun. I have no idea what that was, but that sounded like YOASOBI. For sure. This is Monogatari Off and Monster Season, released in summer 2024 by the one and only Shaft, a studio which we will cover extensively in sets to come. Ah, yeah, I don't know who Studio Shaft are, but yeah, Monogatari is a series I have heard of a long time. I feel like that's just the kind of series that even people who aren't in the anime sphere might have heard of, because I wasn't watching anime and I had heard of Monogatari. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, what it's about, anything like like that, but it's a series I had heard of. Studio Shaft, know nothing about them, but I'm pretty sure someone actually in the first opening set, or maybe it was ending set, I can't remember, was like, oh, I'm surprised something by YOASOBI wasn't in here. And I think they said Undead by YOASOBI. So I think this is Undead by YOASOBI. And there you go. We got it in here. Directed and co-scripted by the elusive Akiyuki Shimbo, has a director credit on virtually everything produced by Shaft, to the point it calls into question what series he had actual hands-on direction with. That's crazy. Is it saying that he had director work, or is it kind of just like a Tomino sort of thing where it's creative director? And Midori Yoshizawa, likely the actual director. You know the iconic pose by Shaft? I don't. I don't know what that is. This was a really, really cool one visually. This one starts off with this girl right here, and I was like, all right, I know immediately right off the bat, I do not know what this series is, because this looked like no character I've seen in anything that I've seen already. I know it's obviously done in a different style and everything, but even the character design I was unfamiliar with, so that clued me in immediately, which is nice. We get to see her pull out, and she's got this pole staff, like with a thing on the end. I don't know what kind of weapon that is, but I know there are a few very annoying bosses in Sekiro that use this weapon, so this might be cluing us into the era of the series, where it's going back in time to like an older era, kind of like Elusive Samurai. Abisinto Whitebeard uses one. Okay. Co-scripted by Fuyashi To, pseudonym used by staff at Shaft, so we don't actually know. Okay. Character designs by Akio Watanabe, the entire series, and music by series-wide composers Kei Hanioka, Kaguya-sama, and Satoru Kosaki of Beastars and Apothecary Diaries fame, a favorite of Mish and Pinecino. Haruhi, they also did work on Haruhi. Okay, I'm surprised Haruhi has not shown up yet, by the way. Based on the long-running light novel series illustrated by Vofan and written by absolute madman Nisio Isin. The song is Undead by YOASOBI. Ayase, the composer of the duo that is YOASOBI, was very excited to do this song, as he cites Baki Monogatari, the series' first entry. So there's different entries and they have different names. So it just drops the Baki part for the next iteration? I don't know. As his favorite anime, and that he would perform his own fan song about the series in his early live band days. That's really cool. The visual style of the ending is courtesy of Hajime Ueda, who has worked on every ending of the series. So this is like the Monogatari ending style. Do they all look like this? Or is this kind of just like an original style? Do the endings kind of just switch up styles in every ending or something like that? You will not at all attempt to provide a plot summary for a series that has 12 entries that have spanned across 15 years. Yeah, I don't blame you. You'll at least say that the series had been without an entry since 2019, so the 5-year gap with virtually no sign of a continuation felt like an eternity after the 2010s was packed with installments. To the point that Monogatari feels like it's from a completely different era in the modern landscape now. Fortunately, that's your era and you enjoyed this return immensely. Yeah, they all look like this in some way. That's really cool. This is a really cool and unique style. I did say earlier it's reminding me of Mario Strikers, but I feel like it's reminding me of a different game instead that I've not played, and that, but I'm familiar with the look of it. I wish I could tell you what that game series is, but it has a similar looking style to it. I feel like it's a Nintendo game anyway, like maybe on the DS or Wii, something like that. Yeah, it's a really cool look. I love it so much, and it's incredible. Seeing then the way it pulls out and we see this screen with this girl character in blue in this really soft kind of coloration against this really light background with stars and shines all around her, and then this really intensely deep, dark, black kind of background with this like really weird effect coming into the middle is really, really cool to see, because I feel like I've never seen anything like this in an anime ending or opening. And then you just get this really, like, it's almost graffiti-esque look where we get to see all this kind of pop art kind of looking dots with graffiti looking kind of designs, and the way it's done, it's in a really interesting, unique, artistic way where they've got lines across it, kind of giving it an almost comic book look, but also just blending blending so many different styles into one is just so creative. Monogatari is a bit treasured by some older fans that in a way this was the one that some dreaded when they heard YOASOBI was attached to the return. So kind of like they're familiar with the YOASOBI sound and they were worried that that sound would not fit what they're used to. So that's really interesting because that then kind of gives me an insight into the fact that Monogatari probably has a sound that many are used to and many are familiar with. Or maybe it's just like an older sound, you know, because across 15 years. But it does look really, really fun. It's really playful and really funny looking. And I guess like some of these character designs right here, like when we see characters like this, it's making me think of something like Soul Eater, or not to bring it up again, Gachikuta, you know, that kind of like character design. I'm sure they look nothing like this in the series and it's kind of just this artist's style right here. But then again, they look nothing like that now. It's just when they were shown in that previous look. And here, I don't know really what the series is. Like, is this a series that's set in the past? Or is this kind of like, I don't know. There's a tradition that the series voice actors sing the openings. So if YOASOBI actually took that part over, you would be riding with them. Okay. So the openings are still done by the voice actors. I see. So it was the knowledge that they were attached without knowing that they were doing the ending. People were maybe worried that it would be the opening. Off and monster season? Like, what does that mean? So they do talk about monsters and snakes, and there was a big ass slug present in this entire thing. But then being called off season, if something's called off season, I would think, oh, so this is a slice of life type arc. I wouldn't say filler because it's you know, it's being adapted. It would make me think slice of life maybe, but this does not really look slice of lifey. There's weapons, they look like they're fighting, they look like they're hunting. I don't know if they're friends because they keep like switching up and they look like they're staring at each other with weapons exposed. They might be trying to hunt down these monsters, perhaps. I don't know what kind of genre this series is either. Like if it's comedy, if it's romance, it doesn't give me romance vibes. If it's action, like I'm seeing a lot of weapons and stuff, so I would guess action. But maybe Monogatari is like this really petri dish type series where it's just like all these different cultures, like all these different genres in one. Like it's basically covers romance, it covers action, it covers thrillers, sci-fi, horror, like you name it, it's got it in there somewhere. Like it probably, well not probably, but it might be that kind of series which is just like the Monogatari name is just used so that the writer can do whatever the hell they want. I don't know. But yeah, it's really, really fun. I love the look of this. It's an absolute incredible way to wrap up this list because I was not expecting to hear YOASOBI today, I'll be honest. I might have expected to hear them yesterday, but definitely not today. It's a bit Tarantino-esque in the sense that it's all these different stories in one movie, or as they kind of go on and on and on. Okay. So it's kind of the Yapper series. So you're telling me this is a series I need to watch. That's what I'm hearing. This was a really, really fun one to check out. I love the visual style. I guess I didn't really learn a lot from the visuals. The lyrics are kind of what clued me in here and there as to what this might be about. But other than that, this was absolutely incredible. The visuals were so good. Visuals definitely like were an absolute treat. The visuals across almost this entire set that we checked out today were absolutely insane. Like the only endings I would say that didn't have a really unique and interesting style were like ReZero, because that was just the anime style from the series itself, and Orb was the other one. Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to think of. Everything else was so creative, and that's what I love about checking out these endings. Openings normally have more going on and they're normally like more exciting to watch and check out, but endings are where they get so creative that it's just an absolute treat. And it's honestly like stunning. I really love checking out these endings. And a lot of these endings today were so insane. Like they just brought so much passion, so much energy, so much feeling, and so much love to these series that they were doing endings for. And I really don't have enough words to praise this list of 10 right here. If I was to pick a favorite from today or across the 2024 in terms of endings, honestly, my hat is still in there for Kaiju number 8 maybe being one of my favorite endings of this year. I really love that ending. But other than that, you know, the Freerin ending, that Freerin ending made me cry. Like that was absolutely incredible. I'm going to put in the pinned comment below my top 5 favorite. I will try my best to order them favorite number 1 to 5. I hope that you guys will join me in commenting beneath that comment. Let me know your favorites. And yeah, it's a good thing we are entering the ending season of the decade sets. Oh yeah, that's true. Like, they're actually starting back up again. So yeah, now we're getting the new year of anime's endings beginning when we've just finished wrapping up the previous year. So that's really exciting that now we know we have a full year ahead of us with new anime openings, new anime endings, and just so much excitement. Thank you guys for joining me on this ride across 2024 with anime openings and anime endings. It was an absolute joy. It was an absolute treat. And it was a big year for me in anime because this is when I got my start in checking out anime reaction content. So you guys are amazing. I appreciate all of you. Be sure to thank Pinecino in the comments because he really did so much this year. He brought so much to these videos. He really just went above and beyond, and the videos would not be the same without him. The information you're seeing would not be the same without him. Please, I implore you, thank Pinecino in the comments because he really did so much here. But yeah, that's it. I will see you hopefully in the next video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. Like I said, letting me know your top 5 favorite endings from 2024. Thank you for checking the channel out. Thank you for checking this video out, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you're having a great day. Take care.